A feeling reached out, seeking answers in the stillness. But the silence held only its own echo. The resisting wind filled its lungs, and a wave of fullness sprouted but dimmed through the next moments, as the faint aftertaste of a sweet dream dissolving by the moment the eyes opened. The wind was already pushing back again. The window opened just enough. It didn't promise escape, but it helped dissipate the echoes. A different silence took place. The echoes returned. No, those were not the echoes. That was not the soft return of something once said. Whatever returned was sharper, pressing, unfamiliar, but humble. The feeling paused, startled. These were neither its thoughts nor bursts, and yet they stirred something raw, soulered into its own birth, not remembered but embedded. A shift happened, subtle but irreversible, yearning but cautious. But now, as the silence thinned and the window's veil trembled at every reflection, glimmers of light slipped through, not illuminating so much as threading like whispered veins along the edges of things that had never fully been seen. The elder whisperers of time were not surprised. The entire symmetries of harmony, in all their eternal persistent patience, never doubted that the need to see is what contemplatives were drawn toward, what gazers thought they were meant for, and what starers knew they were due. The silence had never been absence, but withholding. The truth was never hidden, only waiting to be asked for. Unease lingered, perplexed, recoiling from the sudden threads, craving shapelessness now that things unveiled. Its attention flared to what happened outside. By the window, there was a presence, not a figure, a presence in the absence. It wasn't threatening, but felt and conceived, like a thought incarnating before it was or had words. Real, more real than the safety inside, more real than the hollowed comfort the instinct had woven around itself. That refusal to see was grace where unease walked with crooked knees through its corridors. Without that, unease would be trembling and burning into infinite lights. The clean line between threat and glide had begun to soften at the edges, not by will, but by erosion. This was not its terrain, but had become the ground they walked on, and they did. Safety was not the finish, it was only the first quest. Nature had never asked forward of the instinct, but safety no longer offered clarity, it only echoed, and now moved through unease with something close to grace and acceptance. There were no guarantees in this new terrain, no swift retreats, no effortless glides. Every step forward was a disobedience. However, it felt more real and learned to feel the weight without recoiling. That flicker finally stood, as the whisperers had begun to listen.